20s अपने लाइफ का गोल्डन पीरियड होता है, तो अगर हमने अच्छे से पिच सेट की है देन वी आर ऑल सेट टू हिट सिक्सर्स एंड हिट बाउंड्रीज इन आवर लाइफ। इसीलिए बहुत सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, इन्फ्लुएंसर्स दे गिव टिप्स टुवर्ड्स देयर 20-year-old सेल्फ और देयर यंगर सेल्व्स, या फिर उनके मेंटीज के लिए बहुत सारे एडवाइसेस वो देते हैं। तो आज के वीडियो में हम यही डिस्कस करने वाले हैं कि विच आर 6 सुपर इफेक्टिव वेज टू स्पेंड द टाइम इन योर 20s एट इट्स बेस्ट। एंड आई एम ऑल्सो इन माई मिड 20s, आई एम एंटरिंग माई लेट 20s, एंड ये मैंने कहाँ से सीखा है? आई हैव लर्न दिस फ्रॉम वेरियस कॉन्वर्सेशंस एंड कोचिंग कॉल्स दैट आई हैव विद पीपल फ्रॉम वेरियस एज ग्रुप्स। सो दीज पीपल involve people in the 30s, 40s, older generation, new generation, all kinds of people. So I have got to know what is the crux of it, and I'm going to share that. And there is a little surprise at the end of the video because I had shared a question tag sticker on Instagram, and there are a lot of people in their 30s and 40s who have shared their valuable tips with us. So we will be reading those as well. Okay, so it's going to be fun. Watch the video till the end, and if you are somebody who is in their, who has crossed their 20s and you have an advice for us, please share in the comment. It would be very, very valuable and a learning experience for all of us who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So, the main goal is to learn to utilize your time and money in the most efficient way possible. अगर आप अपने टाइम और अपने स्किल्स को यूज करके पैसे कमाने का हुनर अपने 20s में सीख जाओ तो अपने लाइफ का एक बहुत बड़ा बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक या अपनी लाइफ स्किल का बहुत बड़ा पार्ट सीख लिया है। तो मेजरली लाइफ इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 मेजर एस्पेक्ट्स व्हिच आई फील एज अ लाइफ कोच। वन इज एबल टू मोनेटाइज विद द रिसोर्सेज दैट यू हैव नेचुरली। तो चाहे आप जॉब करो या बिजनेस करो, आपको पैसे आना चाहिए। That's one. Second, आपके अंदर रिलेशनशिप्स और इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स होनी चाहिए कि रिलेशनशिप समझते कैसे, संभालते कैसे, एंड ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स। अब किसी में ये नेचुरली अच्छा होता है और किसी को सीखना होता है। सो whatever is your area of learning, please continue with that. And the third thing is your health, which is of primary importance and we don't give it that much importance. So if these 3 things are taken care of, you quite live a sorted life. So things are simple. Let's keep them simple and learn. I also have my notepad because I want to talk about very important stuff. First way to make your 20s super effective: find out your core skills and your core values. Now, what are your core skills? Whenever there is a person, and if I am to hire that person for my academy, for my organization, I need to know what this person stands for. What are their core skills? For example, the person that I have who edits this video editing is their core skills. Somebody who have marketing strategies, etc., then that person's core skills are marketing. So, communication is one thing, and using that communication skill to develop marketing strategies or marketing communication for brands, for companies, that is a different skill altogether. So using that core skill and packaging it in such a way, or using it in such a way that it can be of value to others. And a lot of people don't know what their core skills are, especially if you are in your early 20s. So spend your time identifying what that core skill is. So क्या करना है अगर आपको पता नहीं है तो go take up internships, work for people, and find it out what is it that you are really good at and you are enjoying doing it. अब 20s में, early 20s में स्पेशली जो लोग हैं उनका प्रॉब्लम क्या है? That they have very high and unrealistic expectations from themselves just passing out of college, and when they go for the job interviews or when they go to work with startups, whatever it is, they have very unrealistic expectations from the workplace also. So the moment when you get to know what the real experience is, then only you can decide something. But just because मुझे मेरे मर्जी का पैकेज नहीं मिल रहा है, मुझे मेरे मर्जी का जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है, तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं करूंगा या मैं कुछ भी नहीं करूंगी. So don't spend your 20s doing nothing. That's the worst way to spend your 20s. So do something or the else. Okay. Second thing, which is in the same point, which is your core values. Core values are the principles जिन पे आप बहुत आसानी से compromise नहीं कर सकते. जैसे मेरे लिए ना, creativity is a very important value that I stand by. More than creativity, curiosity is one of my core values, that I'm very curious about the things that I want to learn. और in general भी I ask a lot of questions to people. So ये जो core values है, ये आपको अपने आप में confidence लाने में मदद करती है, and they also help you in networking with the right kind of people. So if you see the clients that come to me, they also kind of have similar values. So आपका value system आपको right opportunities और लोगों के साथ connect करता है, और आपकी skills आपको उस चीज को monetize करने में मदद करती है. First thing, that is why core skills, core values. Second, don't waste your evenings. I mean, if you are a college going student, you have your evenings in your hand. If you are somebody who is a fresher, you may have your morning time or your evening time in your hands. In that time, spend on something that will help you in building your skills. It doesn't have to be related to the subject that you are studying or related to the technology that you are working in. So it doesn't have to be technical in its way. For example, when I was in my IT firm, I would spend my evenings and weekends learning about coaching, and that helped me gain the confidence to monetize this particular thing. So in the evenings, if you are a person who's passionate in finance and you want to learn more about finance, you can do that. Later on, maybe you decided to do a master's degree in or MBA in finance, and then you got the compounding effect of learning something new every single day. So do not waste your evenings, because I had seen this a lot in the IT companies. So everybody is hanging out and all of those things are happening, but most of the weekends and most of the evenings are ruined in parties and hanging out and stuff like that. So this is something that I had also seen a lot when I was working in Pune. So if you want to consciously live your life and you want 20s to be a time which can give you compounding, very important point to consider. Third thing, not a lot of people will say yes to this, but I'm going to anyway say it, that go for therapy or work with a life coach who works quite deep and helping you discover yourself or understand yourself better, because knowing yourself, who you are as a person and who you are becoming, is very important. Now, some of us will be experiencing the quarter life crisis quite significantly, and some of us might be experiencing the quarter life party, like that I think everything is going according to how I had planned and what I had in my mind. I'm checking all the boxes, I'm getting married, I am having my job, all of these things are happening according to your plan. And there are some people, when these things are happening, they are like, okay, ye to ho gaya, but ab kya, or ya fir you are like, okay, I was thinking ki ye sab cheezein bahut important hote hai, but mujhe abhi jaake realize ho raha hai ki mere liye kuch aur important hai. Okay, so that can also happen because there is no one way to live your life. So if you are in any of these brackets, go and find something about yourself if you're feeling stuck. And definitely, if I feel we should allocate some of our money towards taking care of our mental health and our physical health. That's my personal perspective. I do it for myself. So a lot of people enter into relationships with very unhealthy patterns inside of them, and then it goes on very well for few years, and then these patterns backfire at in their mid 30s or in their late 30s, और तब जाके उन्हें लगता है कि क्या हो रहा है exactly, and they're not understanding that the roots are in the 20s, and sometimes the roots are also in the childhood. So if you are able to recognize those patterns now, you will attract much better relationships in your life. So yeah, I think this would be the one that you would consider the most. Then learn about personal finance. I think this was a privilege that one of my roommates was CAs when I was working for an IT firm, and she taught me a little bit about finance. And then I also, out of my personal interest, learned about finance, and that is the time when I understood that it is very important to learn about personal finance. So finance is an area that if that is taken care of in your life, one part of your mind is calm and cool because security is attached to money. So that is why it's very important. So for people, especially who are entrepreneurs or who have sort of very unstable income going on, I always say that we must have 6 to 12 months of emergency funds in some kind of savings or some kind of SIPs that you have done for yourself. So rearranging the amount of money that you get and putting them into different buckets, if travel is one of your thing that you want to do, or if reinvesting in your business is one of the areas, so all of these can be different buckets, and you can split the amount of money that you earn in all of these different things. Or if you have been a person who says that mujhe charity ke liye bhi alag se paise rakhne hai out of the money that I earn, so you know that now you have made this frame, okay, 20% saving, 10% charity, this percent goes back to the business, and this person goes into let's say my rent and all of those things. So ये frame same रहता है और हमारी आदतें फिर आगे बढ़ते जाती है. So 20s is the best time to develop good habits for yourself, and developing good habits in terms of finance is very very important. I'm not saying when you're doing all of this to कंजूस बन जाओ. I'm just saying allocate resources properly. If you're a person who likes to spend on luxury and you want to buy luxury after sometimes anything, it can be expensive gadgets or it can be diamonds, it can be whatever you want, allocate that from now and you would be in the position to buy it for yourself. So next thing is your relationships. So how do you invest in your relationships? You invest in your relationships by learning to be a safe person. Easiest thing to do is work with a professional. It can be a therapist or a coach who specializes in relationships. So when you work on being a secure person by yourself, you are giving the biggest gift to your partner and to the world a lot. And how do you become secure? For example, if you are from the avoidant attachment style where you fear, somebody coming too close to you, getting to know you because you fear some part of your own personality, or you fear losing control and all of these things. And these are the things, that I'm listening from people on a daily basis. So very important to identify your attachment style. Try to become the safe person. Anxious attachment people writing long text messages and all of these things, and that is why people are running away from them. So all of these things are happening a lot, and ours is a generation where we need to learn how to create safety in our own systems and then bring that into our relationships. So work on becoming that secure partner. And one of the responses that came in the question was ego kills relationships. So develop a healthy ego. Discarding ego is not the right way, but developing ego. Next is my favorite, which is taking care of your health. I know I don't get the maximum points when it comes to your physical health because I ruined it even when I was in Pune and I couldn't just catch up with the whole thing that I was trying to do, and that is when I decided I need to take some major steps now. So take those major steps when it comes to your health, whether it is going to the gym or it is just working out properly, whether it is eating healthy. But this is a thing that will definitely compound to a lot more in your life. So all these 6 tips were golden, and this is something that I learned while having conversations from people. And in this, when you have set up your own habits and your routines, and especially in terms of your finances, that on what kind of things do you like to spend money, on what kind of things you don't like to spend money, what kind of debts, what kind of loans you find appropriate, what kind of loans do you find like a wastage or a burden on yourself. These are very important things. I have heard people who have taken loans to study and all of, I'm not saying education loan is bad, but it feeling like a burden later on. So only if that degree does something good in your life and it is going to give you that ROI, it is a wise and a sane decision. So make those decisions very very carefully, and the more conscious they are, the better you live your life. So quickly we are going to read some of the comments that we got, and for that I may just have to look into my little MacBook. So I had asked that if you are 20 plus or 30 plus, then what advice do you have for your younger self? One person said that regular health checkup and investment in your health, explore and travel. Next person says that work very hard, and that's it, work very hard. I think it's good. And then a person says value your family more than your society. I think this person means to say that value your inner circle more than the societal expectations, and this is quite good. This one is my favorite. He is written, be fully present in the present moment. And that is something a lot of people miss out in their 20s, that oh my god, I have to achieve so much, I have to do so much, I need to run like a bullet train, and we do all of that and we are not able to be present and enjoy what is happening in our life at the moment, right? So that mindfulness, inculcating that, it's very important. But I can't say that in 20s you can become just like a saint and live like a saint. You will slide here and there because the energy is high. So you need to channelize it, and these mindful moments can help you channelize that energy. Ego kills relationships, that I had read. And then one thing is very beautiful. You will find treasure where your heart is. Please pursue your career in the field of your passion. I have taken that advice and I'm so happy that I did. I mean, nobody had given it to me, but I just wanted secretly someone to say, "Ja Rutuja, ja kar le jo karna hai." So I just gave myself the permission to do it. So next is understand your life. You'll meet temporary people. Take risk. Detachment, very big words, I think. Taking risk is important because I think it's the safest best time to take risks. You can take risks at any point in your life, but I feel that you don't have much to lose in your 20s when you're taking those risks. You have a lot of time to correct your mistakes. So my mantra to fail fast and learn fast is something that it's resonating with. And then listen to your inner voice. Your intuition says good things. That's true. And my favorite, seek your God-given calling and fly about. Yes, God-given calling and you will fly. So a golden tip that I want to give at the end of the video is that find the center point of your life. Okay, you may not get it right away, but as we have been told that the center point of life is usually a person for someone, or their family, or a job that they do, or whatever. It can be whatever, but it cannot be something that is very, very temporary and that is very, very transient. Okay, I mean, I pity those people who go and say to one person that, you know, you are my everything. No, we cannot put that much burden on a person and say that to them. For me, it is my purpose, you know, it is spirituality, it is a lot of things that are connected to learning, growth. I love my relationships, I love my people, and at the same time I love my purpose. So purpose and my spiritual practice is like the center of my life. So finding that out gives you a lot of groundedness and stability to move on forward in your life. So find that out for yourself and see you in the next video.